All right, guys, in this lesson, we are going to be doing some basic arithmetic. I got this special request from one of my friends. She teaches mathematics, but she needs clarity on how to write a number in its standard form and how to write a number from its basic form to standard form and how to write a number from its standard form to basic form. I mean, in this video, we're going to go as basic as possible. Even if you're in year one, year two, year three, and you're struggling with this kind of problem, I'm very sure this video is going to be helpful for you. So let us go right into this problem. Now, there is a very easy way to write a number. A number, I mean, just a whole number in its standard form. The idea is to write the number as something like a times 10 to the power b. I mean, that this is the concept of writing a number in its standard form. It wants to be a multiple of 10 to a certain power. We don't know. So let me give you a clear example. Now, for instance, if I have, let's say, 2,500 or let's say 25,000, this is a number, and I want to write this number in its basic form. In other words, I want to write this number so that it looks like this particular concept here. Now, see the idea here. Now, this is a whole number, and every time you have a whole number like this, the decimal point is right in front of the whole number, just like that. Yes, every time you have a whole number, that a whole number is just that integer without the decimal point, you can see immediately. Then, if you really want to find where the decimal point is, it's going to be right in the front, like this. Okay, now let me start it all over again. This is the number we have, 25,000. Where is decimal point? It will be right in front. And we want to write this number in its standard form or scientific form. So the idea is to take this decimal point right in front of the first significant number. The first significant number here is 2. Coming to the from the left, this is the first significant number. The 5 is the second significant number. This 0 and these are the significant number in their order. So if you want to write a number in its standard form, you want to take the decimal point to the front of the first significant number, which is going to be 2. So this guy is going to become 2.5 times 10. Now, you want to know the power you're going to put the 10, right? So you're going to count how many times you move decimal point from this very position down to the front of 2. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be 4. Take note, that is going to be 4. It's going to be positive 4 because we are moving in this direction. It's going to be positive 4. Okay, so that is it. But if we have something like 0.000, let's say 25, let's just stop here. Look at this number right now. This is a decimal number. You can see this is a decimal point. So this is a decimal number. Then we want to learn how to write this decimal number in its standard form, right? So the idea is to take this decimal number to the front of the first significant number. Now, in this case, these zeros here, they are called trailing zeros. They are insignificant. The first significant number here is 2. Because all of these zeros, just like when you go to the school, you want to write your name, you can see 001. 001 is still the same as what? 1. So these zeros in front are insignificant. Even if you have 0.001, these zeros, they are just insignificant. Okay? So now the first significant number here is 2. So we want to see how we can take this decimal number from this point right in front of 2 right here. So that's going to be like 2.5 times 10. Now, what's going to be the power of 10 right here? Now, you're going to know how many times you're moving the decimal point from this very position right in front of 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be negative 4. Why? Because we are moving in this direction, and of course, the decimal number is going to be negative 4. If it's a positive number, if it's a whole number, it's going to be positive 4. And just to take note, this is like positive, and this direction is like negative. Okay, you can just think about it like that. But you can look for a way to figure it out yourself, no problem. So now, this is how to write a whole number or a decimal number to its standard form. Now, how can you now rewrite the number from its standard form to its basic form? That is the next thing I want to show you right now. And I'm going to show you a very, very simple trick. I mean, I don't want it to be complicated at all. I just want it to be as easy as possible. So I'm going to show you the most easiest way to write a number from its standard form to its basic form. Now, let's start with this very first one we have here. Then we'll move on to this other one. So I want to write this number in its standard form, right? Now, see what I'm about to do right now. I have 2.5 like this. I have 2.5, and this is times 10 to the power 4, right? This is times 10 to the power 4. In other words, I need to move the decimal 4 in 4 position or in 4 places. That is what this 4 is actually interpreting. I need to remove the decimal in 4 positions. You're going to understand that explanation right now. So this is 2.5, right? So because we have positive 4 here, we're going to move 4 position away from this 2. Let's go. Because it's positive, you know what to do, right? So you're moving like this. We are going like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that means decimal point is going to be here. So all of these spaces will be like a placeholder where you can fill up with your 0. Okay. So finally, what do we now have? We have 25. We have 0, 0, 0, 0.0, which you can also write as 25, 0, 0, 0, because this decimal point here, is not necessary. So that is the same thing with what we started with before. Do you understand the concept? Now let's go to the second one. Don't worry, we're going to do more examples. We have about 5 or 6 examples. We're going to explain these things again. This is just like an explanation, a startup. Now look at this other question. We have 2.5 times 10 to the negative 4. Now this is negative 4. Negative 4, we're going to move inversely to the back, right? Because we need to have a decimal number. So I'm going to move the decimal point from here 4 places behind. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is where the decimal point is going to be. So let's fill up these spaces with the zeros. And now what do we have? We have 0.00025. And that's the number we started with. You understand it? That is how to write a number from standard form to basic form. So now let us go over to the example that she sent to me and see how we can just finish up all of this question in minutes. So let me clean up this part and let's go over to the examples that she sent. So we have like 4 examples or 5 examples to solve, and those examples are going to give you more ideas or more explanation on how to write a number in its basic form and standard form. So let's start with question 1, which is 55. 55 is a whole number, right? So decimal point is going to be right in front of it. So I'm going to have it as 55.0, or if you want to put 55 point only, no problem. So the idea to write a number in the standard form is just to move the decimal point from this position right in front of the 4th significant number, which is 5. So that's going to be like 5.5. Now times 10. How many times did we move? We moved just once. So that would be like times 10 to the power 1. Right? Simple. Which you can further write as 5.5 times 10, because 10 to the power 1 is the same as 10. That is just the answer to question 1. Now question 2 is another whole number. Decimal point is going to be right in front of that whole number. All right? Right in front. So you can put it right here. You can put 0.0, no problem. Or you just put a decimal point. It's still fine. So what's the idea? The idea is to move the decimal point right in front of the 4th significant number, which is 8. So we have 8.5. So how many times did we move? So we're moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be like positive 7. You know why it's positive 7? This is a whole number and we are moving in this direction. This is a whole number. So if it's a decimal number, it's going to be negative. Okay? If it's a whole number, it's going to be positive. You understand? If you still have question about this, let me know again in the comment section. So now let's go to the next question. Question 2. Now this is a decimal number, so the power of 10 is going to be negative. The power of 10 here is going to be negative because this is a decimal number. I don't know if you get it now. This first one we saw, these are whole numbers. So the power of 10 is going to be positive. It's going to be positive, right? Then for the second one, these are decimal numbers. The power of 10 is going to be negative. So let's start. So we have 0.00045. We want to write this number in its in its standard form. So the idea is to move this decimal point from here right in front of the first significant number, which is 4. So that's going to be like 4.5, right? Right? Times 10. Now, remember, the power of 10 is going to be negative because this is a negative, this is a decimal number. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be negative 4. Simple. Done. The second one will give you more understanding. So we have 0.000005. The idea is to move the decimal point from here right in front of the first significant number, which is 5. So we can just write 5, or you can write 5.0. Anyone you want. You can just write 5, or you write 5.0. It's still the same thing, okay? It's still the same thing. So this is times 10. Remember, this is a decimal number. The power of 10 is going to be negative. It's going to be negative. So let's go. We are moving from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6. Again, like starting from here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is the answer to this question. Let's see if we have another one. Here, this is another question again. This is a decimal number. Of course, you know the power of 10 is going to be negative. So we're going to have 0.000000067. So the idea is to move the decimal point from here right in front of the first significant number. So we're going to have something like 6.7 times 10 raised to the power a negative number because this is a decimal number. Let's go 1. Sorry, this is not what it is. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So negative 8. Done. Now, this one is a standard form. We want to see how we can put it in basic form, just like this, guys. So, of course, we have 8.3 like this. So, and because we have negative 6, and this is a decimal number, we are going to move negative 6 behind. So, let's move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the decimal point is going to be here. So we fill all of these spaces with zeros like this, and like this. So finally we have 0.00020 again and 83. So that is where the decimal point is going to be. Clear? Simple? Fine. Next question. You have 6 times 10. I want to move this number to its basic form. So we have 6 times 10 to the power 8. Of course, we have 6 already. This is like 6.0, okay? So we want to move the decimal number 8 places because this is positive. So we're going to move 8 places to the right. So we're moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I almost stopped at 6. So this is 8. So that's going to be like wait. Just to confirm. Yeah. So that's going to be like that. So we have 0, 0. Fill up of this space with zeros like that. And that's going to be 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll be like this. Like this. Yes. Like this. This 0.0, of course, you know, it's not necessary. You can actually take it out if you want. But now let me say something about this problem again before we move on. Let me say something about this problem again. Now we have 6 times 10 to the power 8. It's the same as 6.0. It's the same as 6.0 to the power 8. It's the same thing. I mean, it's the same thing. So if we say we want to move this number 8 places, so you understand why I started with 6.0. So that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is exactly what I've done. I hope it's clear. All right, so let's go to the other question. I just feel like to stay more to talk about this question again because I feel like support I got a break. And let me just say it again. We have 6 times 10 to the power 8, and we want to put it in its basic form, right? So because of the power 8, you're going to move 8 places, right? That is why we are going to move 8 places. And I told you 6 is the same as 6.0. So starting out with 6.0, you know you're moving like 1 to 8 places, and you fill the place values, the placeholders with zeros. That is how we got this answer. Now this one is 8.5 times 10 to the power 4. First of all, you write to 8.5. Now because you have to the power 4, you want to move 4 places behind. So that would be like from this decimal point, we want to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where the decimal point is going to be. So you fill up these spaces with the zeros, and finally you have 0.123 00085. So this is the answer to this question. Do we still have more questions? Okay, that's all. Now this is a bonus question, just a bonus question. It says -7 minus 8. One way you can think of this question is to draw a number line. Okay, draw a number line. Let's say this is 1, this is 0, this is 2, you understand? This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, -11, -12. Let me just stop it. I think I'll not be able to solve this problem, but I will solve something similar to it. Let us just do maybe -3, -5. Okay, let's do -3, -5. With this understanding, you can solve this particular question. So when you say -3, -5, you start off with negative. This is -3. So -5 means you're moving 5 behind, right? So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives us -8. So -5 and -3, -5 give us -8. Now, another way we can think of this stuff is whenever you see negative number, it means that it's a debt. That's how I always think about it. It's a debt. So you're owing somebody 3. I don't know whether it's 3 naira, $3, £3, whatever it is. You're just owing somebody 3. And you're owing another person 8, I mean 5. 3, you're owing somebody 3, you're owing another person 5, or you're owing the same person 3 and 5. So altogether, how much are you owing? You're owing 8 altogether. So I always see the negative sign as something I'm owing. So -5 means you're owing 3, -3 means you're owing 3, -5 means you're owing 5. So altogether, you're owing 8. Does it make sense? Now, this one, we have a negative sign and we have a positive sign, right? A negative sign and a positive sign. It means that you're owing 7 and you have 8. So you can still use the number line here. I think I should be able to use the number line here. Let's start with -8, -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. We have 0, we have 1, we have 2. Let's stop there. Okay, so -7, we start out from this point. So we are adding 8. Adding 8, we are moving this direction. We are moving this direction because we are adding. Subtracting, you're moving. You're taking away, you're subtracting. Adding, you're moving this direction. So that would be like adding 8 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what do we have? We have 1. Now let me explain it with the owing and the negative stuff the other way I explained it earlier. So -7 means you owe 7. I don't know what thing you're owing 7. Maybe you're owing 7 noodles. You're owing somebody 7 something, right? 7 something. Then you have 8. Plus means that is what you have. You're owing 7 and you have 8. You're owing 7 and you have 8. Of course, in math, we don't owe when we are still having some debt, money. We pay up everything we have. So if you pay up the 8 you have to the person you're owing 7, of course, you get a balance of 1. That is what it is. You're owing 7 and you have 8. When you pay the person you're owing, you have 1. It's going to be +1. So that is another way you can think about this problem. Okay, because if you're doing number line, just imagine when they give you -100, -5. You cannot do the number line for -100. It will be very, very tough. Okay, but how do you do it? This is -100, -5. You're owing 100, you're owing 5. Altogether, you're owing 105, right? So if you have -50, maybe plus maybe 70, you're owing 50 and you have 70. That means when you pay the 70 to the person you're owing 50, you have a balance of 20. So that is going to be all for this particular video. Like I said, this is for basic arithmetic. These are people who are doing basic arithmetic. If you find value from this video, of course, share it to other people who need the same instruction. And of course, do well to subscribe if you want more of this kind of content. And what else? See you in the next class, and God bless you. Bye-bye.